Good morning, everyone. Our topic for today is all about freedom and equality, and this will be reported by yours truly, Saavedra Rishalki, and with me is Jumabok Florame. We have this philosopher who has a philosophy in life about our topic for today, and he is John Locke. According to him, we are born into perfect freedom. We are naturally free. We are free to do what we want, when we want, how we want, within the bounds of the law of nature. So, therefore, we can say that perfect freedom is the ability to order one's life as one sees fit. So, as it does not violate another's natural rights, therefore, it's our freedom to do so. So, we have this question to begin with. What is freedom and equality? So, therefore, freedom and equality are often viewed as conflicting values. So, for further discussions, let's start our topic for today. Please do bear with us, and I hope you will gain more knowledge about this topic that we will be tackling today.
Good day, everyone. I'm Floremi B. Jumabok. So for today, I will discuss about freedom. So freedom generally is having the ability to act or change without constraint. So freedom, it is something is free. It can change easily and is not constrained in its present state. So a person has the freedom to do things that will not in theory or in practice be prevented by others. So freedom, there are at least three conceptions of freedom. The first one is negative. Negative liberty is freedom from interference by other people. So negative liberty is primarily concerned with freedom from external restraints and contrast with positive liberty, the possession of the power and resources to fulfill one's own potential. So the next one is positive. Positive liberty is the possession to the capacity to act upon one's free will, as opposed to negative liberty, which is freedom from external restraint on one's actions. So the third is republican. Republican freedom is the freedom from domination juxtaposed to negative freedom as freedom from interference. So, Republican freedom is proponents argue that Republican freedom is superior since it is highlights that individuals lose freedom even when they are not subject to interference, and claim Republican freedom is more certain. So, uh, let me introduce the articles that can prove that all human beings have freedom. So Article 1 is Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or UDHR, states that all human beings are born free and equal dignity and rights. This declaration was drafted by members of countries of the United Nations, including the Philippines, in 1948. So, in this article, this monumental document outlines that fundamental rights of every human being that should be protected by everyone at all times. So, Article 2 is freedom from discrimination. Everyone can claim their rights regardless of sex, race, language, religion, social standing, etc. So, everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth of this declaration without discrimination of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. So the Article 3 is rights to life. Everyone has the right to life and live in freedom and safety. So Article 3 is everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. So, Article 4 is freedom from slavery. No one has the right to treat you as slave or should you enslave in all their time. So, no one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery or slave trade shall be the prohibited in all their form. So, Article 5 is freedom from torture. So, no one has no right to torture or you. So, number 5 or Article 5 is no one shall be subjected to torture you or inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. So, that's all. Thank you.
We also have our types of equality, and we have these three types for today: natural equality, social equality, civil equality. And for the consideration, please bear with me your time as we will discuss about equality. So, equality to be discussed by yours truly, Saavedra Rachel T. The state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunities as we discuss in the freedom, we tend to realize that most of the human are having issues when it talks about equality. So for this topic, we will know further what this is all about. Equality originates from the Latin words aequalis, aequus, and equalitas, which means even, level, and equal. In general, equality means full equality of treatment and reward for all. All men are born natural and free, hence equality is natural. But the concept of natural and absolute equality for all cannot be fully acknowledged and realized. Men are neither equal in respect of their physical feature nor in respect of their mental capabilities. Longer and others are weaker, and some are more intelligent and capable than others. So what are these types of equality? Now let's move on to the characteristics of equalities. So we have four major characteristics of equalities. One is for the equality doesn't stand for absolute equality. It is except the presence of some natural dissimilarities. Equality stands for absence of full unnatural man-made inequalities and specially privileged classes in society. Equality assumes the grant and guaranteed of equal rights and freedom to all the people. Equality implies the system of equal and adequate opportunities for all the people in the society. Therefore, as a whole, equality does not mean absolute equality in all spheres of life and every person. It implies abolition of all special privileges and facilitates which may be able to some classes or some made inequalities and discrimination. Equality stands for the equal rights, equitable distributions of resources, equal opportunities for development, and relatively with due recognitions of abilities and capabilities of a various persons. So that is all about the characteristics of the equality. Natural equality refers to human differ in respect of their physical features, psychological traits, mental abilities and capabilities, gender and sex role in a society. All are to be considered equal to avail all human rights and freedom. Civil equality. This refers to the grant of equal rights and freedoms to all the people and social groups, like equal treatment is given to all by the rules of the law. And in addition, it also the types of equality of all the people are to be treated equal before the law. The civil laws should treat all the people or individual equally. There should be no discrimination of superior and inferior, the rich and the poor, the caste and the creed, the color, the race, clan and the tribes, groups and classes like LGBT, male and female. It should be equal treatment should be given to the rules of civil equality. Next is the social equality. This refers as equal rights and opportunities for development for all classes of people without any discrimination such as civil rights, freedom of speech, property rights, and equal access to social goods and services. So these are our types of equality that we should always be adhere and always bear in our mind. We also have these questions. Where does gender equality or where does gender inequality exist? Number one is in the workplace. Second one is the education. Third one is society. So why does gender inequality exist in the workplace? It's because we all know that women are not able to move up into higher paid positions as men, because in workplace, the men usually hold the higher positions and the women hold the lower positions as secretaries. And of course, in the education, it's stated there that in education institutions, gender inequality has been experienced by girls. The students are required to participate in a number of areas in education institutions as compared to boys, and hence it leads to prevalence of gender inequality. So as we remember in our junior high's life, we tend to have this mindset that when it talks about the academic tracks, there are more activities wherein the girls are more active and boys are tend to be silent, the one wherein they just go to schools without including such activities for them to be aligned for the topic, and they are also tagged as the silent or the silent one. So that's where there's an equality exists in education. Next is in society. Of course, this is so common because it's in the idea that the men and women are not equal, and this is the discrimination affects an individual's living experiences. Because in the society, we tend to judge, we tend to discriminate others, especially their physical, their mentality, how they wear, how they act. Of course, that is why in the society, the inequality or the gender inequality exists. And we have this one last question. Why is gender equality important? I would like to inform you that without the equal participations of women and men, there can be more real and sustainable development in our nation. So that is all about. So thank you so much for listening and sparing time with us. Thank you for lending your ears for this topic. And do you have any questions for us? Feel free to ask. Thank you again and God bless. Have a blessed. Again, I am Rachel Tisa Vedra and with me is Jumabok Flora May.